Hey guys, it's now election day. I sent in my absentee ballot to New York State, and I am glad that's over with because I'm sick of people in my social media circles bombarding me with messages telling me to vote. And it's so disingenuous because they're probably expecting me to support the same candidates as them by and large, and if they realized that I wasn't going to, they probably wouldn't be so adamantly telling me to vote. But, if you're getting your voting messages from people on the internet, especially from a Z-list anime blogger like me, you're probably making wrong decisions in the first place. But, let me tell you how I voted, just so you can think about it. And hey, you vote for whoever you want to vote, that's fine. If you don't want to vote, that's fine too. Just want to let you know that there are people out in the world who are not voting party line Republican and Democrat. So here's what I do. First of all, it comes down to the individual. Here's a novel concept. If you like someone regardless of party affiliation, you should vote for them, whether it's ideology, or maybe they just have a lot of integrity, even if you disagree with them on certain issues. Those are the people who you should be voting for first and foremost. Now, if you don't do research on the candidates or there's no one in particular who you like as an individual, here's how I vote based on party. First of all, I'll vote for the libertarian candidates, as many as possible in New York State, which in the current election amounts to exactly 3 candidates. Because right now the Libertarian Party in New York does not have automatic ballot access, and it's not that high of a hurdle to reach. They need 50,000 votes statewide in the gubernatorial election in order to get party ballot access for the next 4 years. And I really want to support that because it is hard to get on the ballot sometimes. You have to spend a lot of money, get a lot of volunteers or pay people to collect signatures from around the state. It takes a lot of time and effort, and the most important thing is, with that time and money, you could be spending time talking about the issues themselves instead of just trying to get on the ballot. So I don't want the Libertarian Party to have to go through that. The Libertarian Party is the party that I most agree with on most issues. So there's that. If the Libertarian Party is not on the ballot for that particular office, I will vote for another third party just for the same reasons. Even if I completely ideologically disagree with them, I want them to have ballot access. And let me tell you who's on the ballot in New York right now. There's, in addition to the Democrats and Republicans, there's the Independence Party, Reform Party, Women's Equality Party, Conservative Party, and there's even another party as well. I forget what they are at the moment. But I want those parties to have ballot access too, because you don't want the Democrats and Republicans getting too cozy. Now, this is in the case of no cross-endorsements. I want to support candidates who are not cross-endorsed by the Democrats and the Republicans. And you'll have some really, really strange ties in these local elections. You'll have sometimes Democratic candidates cross-endorsed by the Conservative Party, or Republican candidates cross-endorsed by the Reform Party or the Women's Equality Party or something like that. I am really suspicious of those kinds of ties. So in the case that there is no third-party candidate who is not cross-endorsed by the Democrats or the Republicans, I will try to vote for the candidate with the fewest cross endorsements because I think they're probably the least suspicious there. And also what I try to do is, if I have to vote between a Democrat and a Republican, I'm always going to vote, or at least almost always going to vote against the incumbent, because I think that the difference between the parties is not as important as the difference between incumbents and new faces. Because the incumbents, they have a lot more money, they have huge advantages in terms of winning elections, they have a lot more ties, probably a lot more corrupt, so I want these new faces without these burdens and obligations to have a better chance at winning. And finally, if we're dealing with candidates who are both new faces, it's really hard to decide between them. Usually I'll vote for the candidates whose party is currently not in power. Basically what I'm trying to do is I'm always trying to vote for the underdog. I'm always trying to support candidates who need that support because incumbency is a huge problem. The two-party system is a huge problem, and I want to undermine that as much as I possibly can with my one admittedly insignificant vote. So that's what I'm trying to do basically. Of course, you are free to vote for whoever you want to vote for, and if you don't want to vote, hey, that's not a problem either. Don't cancel out my vote with your uninformed one if you don't want to. But yeah, this election day, may the best candidate win, and I guess we'll find out tomorrow who actually does. So, see you next time.